Meteorologist Jim Rinaldi here. We're going to take a look at this storm system that's going to explode into a major blizzard for a large portion, large populated area at least of the country. And we're going to look here at all these maps courtesy of Weather Bell, and all these are the GFS. Not saying I necessarily agree with the GFS, but it can illustrate what I want to show you as well as anything else can. So here we have, this is valid this evening. This is Sunday evening. And this is the system out here that is going to be our storm. This is a very, very strong Clipper system. I'll show you that when we get to the surface panels. It's going to be moving and diving south and east. And now this piece of energy is going to be diving south and east. And it's going to steer this negative tilted. I'll show you that as we go forward here in time. So here comes the next frame. Now this is going to be Monday morning. You can see now this is diving down. You can see that this second piece here is diving down, and it's changing the orientation. You can see here it's strongly positive tilt here. Draw that on there for you. Positively tilted trough here. But then by the time we get to the morning, this is diving in, and it's a neutral tilt already, just 12 hours later. Very, very rapid deepening and intensification. Now I want you to notice also here, look at all this energy that's heading for the coast. Now the water along the coast here is abnormally warm. This is I mean, it's not warm, you're not going to want to swim in it for sure, but relatively speaking to what you expect this time of year, it's very warm water, and this is a lot of energy about to hit into that. So now we'll go to Monday evening, and now you can see, now that energy, see that? Watch what happens here. This energy is starting to consolidate. We can see here we have kind of one branch here, one branch down here. Now they're starting to phase out here, and you can see that energy is becoming consolidated. And remember what I said about the water temperature. That's very important. When you have a lot of energy hitting a strong temperature gradient, and there's going to be a strong temperature gradient between the air temperature and the water temperature, you're going to get an explosive redevelopment off the coast. And I think this is going to be, I'll show you what the GFS is showing. I think this is going to end up a little bit more west than what the models are showing, because of, the things are going to explode faster than the models are saying. And the lows like to follow the path of that abnormally warm air, which is a little bit west of where the models are showing the path now. But let's keep going forward in time here. That's Monday evening. Here's Tuesday morning. Now you can see we have very good phasing across this region here. When I show the surface low, it's just incredible what it's showing. So we're going to have the deep, rapid deepening with heavy snow back through this area here. Go forward again. And now we can see now this low is now moving over Cape Cod. 72 hours it's finally moving away. Let's go now to the surface maps. Now here's our Clipper system. Now this is the sub 1000 Clipper here, that's an unusually strong Clipper. I mean, usually when we're talking about Clippers, we're talking about 1008, 1012, something like this. This is somewhere probably around the 998 area here this evening. So very strong Clipper system. And you can see now that's diving down into the West Virginia area. Remember what I showed you about that energy coming in and hitting the coast. And here's that second low starting to form down here. This is going to be our coastal. Okay, this is going to be the one that turns. This is the energy that's going to lead to the coastal. This is not going to be the blizzard. This is going to be the blizzard. Okay, so that's Monday morning. We'll go here now to Monday evening. Now here's our low out here. Okay, that's out here. Remember what I said with that warm water? It's back in this area here. So I think when push comes to shove, this low is going to be more somewhere like back in here. Maybe a little bit east of there, but I think overall, I think it's going to be about 30 miles maybe west of where this model is showing it. And so that's going to, so I think the GFS has the heaviest snow, or heavy snow, I should say. The heaviest is going to be across, but they have the heavy snow back to about here. Whereas I think when push comes to shove, I think we're going to see it extend back into eastern Pennsylvania and the Susquehanna Valley. At least as far as, maybe some double-digit snows falling in those regions. The heaviest snow is going to be across, New York, southeastern New York, Long Island, up through southern and central New England will be the heaviest. But I think there can be, pretty heavy snow back further west than the models are showing. I'm not sure it's going to be as far west and as heavy west as the European is showing, which I'm not allowed to show due to all kinds of laws and everything. But but I think if you have a chance to go look at it, I would look at that and see what that's showing. But I think it's somewhere in between. So just want to show now here. Let's show you where the low goes from here. Bring it back one here. Went too far. So we'd start there. See, it's real 982. Go forward there. Now it's starting the week. Now this is doing a little something with splitting the low. I'm not sure that's going to be the right answer. I think it might be just a very deep low off the Massachusetts coast there. But we'll have to see how that plays out. And then the storm moves out. Now here's what I'm thinking as far as accumulations go. Now this is from the Clipper and the my picture kind of got cut off there, but I'll read to you what it says. This is from the Clipper coming in from the west here, and then the redevelopment in the coastal is going to be this stuff in here. So most of this here is the Clipper. Most of this here is your coastal storm. So that's, you can see here, in some of these heavier areas, I'm talking about 26 to 32 inches, 20 to 26 inches, 16 to 20 inches, 10 to 16. I have 6 to 10 extending back now into the Susquehanna Valley up through the northeast PA. I think if there's going to be surprises, it's going to be that these areas are going to extend further south and west. Right now I have Washington, D.C. in an inch or two. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see them getting 3 to 6 inches. Okay, I'm playing a little bit more conservative in these areas because you can see I have this little upward dip here. There's going to be a zone. There's always a zone where you have that transfer of energy from the Clipper, the main low, to the coastal. Okay, I'll just show you. I'll go back here and show you where that's starting to occur. Okay, right here. So you have this low here, you have a low forming here, which means you have rising motion here and you have rising motion here. Rising motion. So somewhere in between the two, the air is sinking, which means there's going to be a lull, a lighter precipitation because of that sinking motion. So there's always going to be a zone where you have less precipitation between the two lows. So, you could get 5-6 inches of snow here, bunch of snow here, but in between there's only an inch or two. It's always impossible to know ahead of time where that's going to set up until you actually see that transfer taking place. That's a nowcast type of situation. But, as far as just generally goes, I think this is going to capture basically how things are going to work out. Don't be surprised if there's more south and west, because like I said, I expect the low to actually be a little bit west of where the model has it. This is what I wrote up here that you're not able to see at this point. I just said blizzard of 2015 snow forecast. Winds in this light purple area, north and east, are going to be 30 plus miles per hour. Winds in this red area, north and east, are going to be 50 plus miles per hour, probably more like 60 to 65 plus miles per hour. Blizzard conditions, there's going to be whiteouts, major blowing and drifting. This is going to be just an absolute shutdown in these regions here, and probably back into here too. So that's what I wanted to show you with this, how this is evolving. And this is going to be an absolute classic, one for the records, one for the ages, whatever cliche you want to use, it'll fit with this one. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi taking a look at the blizzard of 2015.